Okay, so here we have Tim and Gwen. They recently completed Defensive Foundation with the CWP stuff added onto it. I'd just like to take a few minutes and get your feedback on the course. What was your general opinion of the course? How do you feel now?
Well, just recently I got my CWP and went through a course that teaches you very basic laws and things just to pass a test. Nothing really that was instructive, and the instructors were pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to pass the test because you paid the money, and all they care about is that you pass the test, and they basically give you the answers for the test. So although that's nice and all easy, it's not doing you a favor other than ensuring that you're going to get a CWP. So when I heard of the opportunity to go to the next step to actually get some defensive training, it was I thought a great opportunity, and so I signed up for the course, and then it was just happenstance that we found out that my wife would be available, Gwen would be available to take the course. It wasn't even a planned thing. It's kind of a last minute, and she's never even fired a gun, but it was she that encouraged me to take a CWP, get a CWP, just for my protection. So it sounded like a good opportunity for her, and it, just that alone made it worth the cost for this defensive training to increase her confidence. In fact, Gwen, just kind of tell them what you thought about it.
It was an eye-opener for me. I was terrified. I wanted him to have it, but I didn't want nothing to do with it. And it was designed, a fluke thing, and there was an opening, so I got in there and it boosted my confidence. It gave me courage. It gave me knowledge, things that I need to be aware of that I wasn't aware of. I have let my surroundings go, meaning what's around me and stuff. It brought back things that I need to be aware of, as well as others, and how to deal with certain situations. I am timid. I don't like being aggressive, and he got me past that. And that's very important. You need to know these type of skills that you will not get in a regular class. That is very important for life-threatening situations. You need to know how, and I didn't know how to do that, and I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. And if I can do it, anybody can. And it was tremendous experience, and I would do it again, and I am more confident.
It just to see her holding a gun, to me, was amazing. And then to watch her firing guns and hitting center mass was just mind-blowing for me. And at that point, I'm like, hey, it's worth the $200. Just if it instills confidence in her to do that, it will pay for itself 1,000 times over if it's going to save her life, or one of our friends or children's lives, or my life, and it makes us more comfortable with each other and with guns. We live in a crazy world, and you never know what's going to happen, and that's what I loved about the class. Brought up a lot of different situational things that you could be involved in that was discussed, a lot of things dealing with close quarter contact and how to react. It talked a lot about the mental aspect, the whole thing about, your brain is your mind is the weapon, not the gun. The gun is just a tool that you use, but your mind is the weapon. So the weapon goes a lot further than just a gun. And so if we understand that, it helps us to better deal with situations. And so, the course is, even though it was long, it was long.
It was hard,
and it was exhausting. By the time the day was over, you're tired. you're hungry. For us, we were even wet because it was raining during training. But it was great. It was great because you don't know what kind of situation you're going to be in a live fire situation, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. In this training, you go to a range, you're not allowed to draw, from your holster or from concealment. You can't do that. You can aim and shoot at a target, but in this, you're moving. You're moving across the field, shooting at a moving target.
Now, every time I get a reload on it.
Drop the tool, don't fall in the ditch.
Yeah.
Check your 6, okay? Go check the bad guy. Yep, he's dead. He's not dead, but he's hurting. So you shot him twice.
I just got him on the shoulder.
Yes. Of course you were supposed to
Every
shoot
time I
him
reload,
twice.
this thing,
All right,
it locks
Gwen,
up on me.
good
Every
job.
time I do that.
All right. Go, Tim. Good. Check your 6.
You can't get that anywhere that I know of. But this course was beautiful to provide that. And I tell you, in the future, when we're in this area, for other things, whether it be, close quarter battles or for couples training, where you can team up as a couple and learn how to, put on the acting show with a heart attack while your wife is ready to defend you and her, as she's pumping lead, you're loading up to pump lead. It was a beautiful thing, shows you, we were kidding about the Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing in reference to the movies, but it does show how you can work together, and you've just increased the percentage of your life expectancy by hundreds of percent.
Because now I am confident. So if I'm not carrying, and he's in a situation and I'm behind him, because I'm going to get behind him for protection, I now know that I can go and grab his gun with confidence, and I can get his attention, and he can get out of the way.
Or grab her gun, and let.
If I have my gun on me.
She can pull her gun, while she's
While
totally
I'm behind,
concealed behind me.
Yeah.
I can play the victim,
So-
That's right.
and she's getting ready, and she just basically taps me on the back, and I faint with a heart attack, and she's
So
blowing
this
holes
course
into the
has
guy
helped.
as I'm pulling to get ready to blow more holes into it.
Now I
So-
understand how to defend myself. I can also defend him and others, and in the right way, because I was terrified. I was not confident. I was nervous, and and I'm still a beginner. You've got to practice. Once you get these skills, you don't think you know it all, because you don't. You've got to practice, and the more you practice, the better you become at it, the more comfortable you get with it, and I intend on doing that. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it for people like me that just wasn't ready, that was scared and timid, and the instructor had to get in my face, basically, and my husband was trying to help me, but it wasn't working. But once I got eye contact, it just clicked, and I was able to follow through and do what I needed to do, and the rest of the course was
And
phenomenal.
Steve, it's not like we're gun-toting vigilantes. I mean, I'm a pastor. She's a pastor's wife.
Yeah.
We're God-fearing people.
Yeah.
We love life. We value life. We really do.
Yes.
But we value our lives over the bad guy's life.
Amen.
We value protecting the life of those who are innocent. And so we think that this is an effective tool. No matter what you do in life, you need to be prepared to deal with the threat.
Amen.
And it's great.
What did you think about the Tuller Drill, the 21 feet or less drill?
Yeah, learning how to sidestep and avoid, de-escalate, all the important things that are essential. It was interesting having somebody run, full speed at you with a knife, and you've got to make a decision when to react and how. And that's another thing we learned: you don't react to anything; you act. You act. You don't give them the chance to inflict pain or damage upon you. You act before that happens. That's the good thing about this course. It teaches us always be aware of your surroundings and always have a plan. You know, it could be somebody who's totally innocent, but you need to think to yourself, hey, if that guy starts running towards me, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so you are, this area is clear, that area is clear, I can go that direction. I can't go that direction. And you have to also be aware of the innocent people around. Yeah. Oh, there's a group of kids right there. I'm not obviously going to go shoot at a bad guy when he's got 20 kids around him, okay? Because I don't want to injure those kids. I got to get closer to this guy so I make sure I'm taking him out and not hurting these little kids. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of important things that you have to think about. And if you always keep these things in mind, you just kind of play scenarios in your mind, not to scare you, but prepare you.
Amen.
And never stop fighting. Yeah. Never give up. Always be aware of your surroundings. These are things that you'll learn. And we as women naturally let down, and sometimes men, but I noticed in the class it was more us women doing it. We let our guard down as soon as we thought the threat was over, and it's not over until it's over. You've got to stay on guard, watch your sixes all the time, but never stop fighting. That's the thing you have to instill in yourself. Don't give up.
Stop! Bang, 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 bang. One step. Yep, don't forget to pull the trigger.
Good deal.
If you don't pull the trigger, it's not very useful to you. So, when he comes at me,
I know. That's what I'm doing too.
stop! Bang, 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 bang. Okay? Do it again. Now, did you notice? I fumbled. I went to clear cover. My cover caught on my pistol grip a little bit. I drew my gun. I fumbled in my shirt. Did I stop?
No, you kept.
No, I kept going. I solved the issue. I kept going.
That's what Tim did too.
Keep going.
Great job, Tim.
Stop! Bang, 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 bang,
Yeah, but I
bang,
see
bang,
you
bang,
reach for
bang.
something, that kind of made me pause too.
Yeah.
We're trying you again.
Puckers you a little bit.
Yeah.
Who's next? Go ahead and go.
Stop! I'm dead.
You got a side step.
Get out of the way. Clear cover. Yeah, the side step. Oh, obviously, the side step.
about getting it out of my.
In this entire technique, the side step is the most important.
All right.
Followed by pulling the trigger. Okay? Run at me. Start running.
Get out of the way.
Stop!
You're dead before you even half the
Well, yeah,
side
he's way back there too. All right, now do it at 15 feet.
All right.
I'm not ready for that.
So get close. Good. Move that way. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now go. See this? You've got to pull the trigger. Keep pulling the trigger. He's not going to stop coming at you just because you pulled your little pea shooter
You
out.
ready? You want to try it again? Ready? Wait. Ready?
Yep.
Still don't
Don't
even
stop.
have your gun out.
Get your gun out. Get it in the fight. Yell,
trying to
yell
imagine
stop.
like a real, like, you know, walking through a store or something.
All right, so you guys are standing. Come closer. All right, stop. You're telling him you're gonna fucking kill him, and you got a knife in your hand.
I'll fucking kill you.
All right. Okay. All right, now do that again.
But step over to this side. Wait, step over and then pull it out.
I'm gonna kill you.
Be careful you don't trip over something.
You don't trip over this. Go back to it.
One side step.
What am I
One
doing?
side
Like
step.
this. Just move over like this.
Yeah, like
Go like
this.
this.
Don't cross your legs.
Just
So
go
your
like
side
this
step
to
looks
the
like
side.
this. Boom, 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 boom. All right.
I'm gonna kill you.
Don't extend. Stay right here at position 3. All right, do it to me, Brian.
All right, stop.
Go slow so they can
All right.
see the technique. Go really slow, like slow motion.
I'm gonna kill you.
Stop! Bang, 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 bang. That's it. Don't extend, because if I extend, go ahead. Try to cut me. Stop! Bang, bang. He just cut my arms and everything. Okay. No, he's just got bullet holes in him.
Right here. I can survive from that.
There's a female officer who went home after her shift was over. In her plain clothes, she changed at the department. 2 guys followed her there. She got out of her car and one of them shot her in the heart. Blew a chamber out of her heart. She drew her gun, returned fire, and killed both of them.
Wow.
And passed out due to blood loss. And she survived.
Wow.
Tough woman.
I love the drills because you were very good about in the drills that you're making sure that once we finish the drill, or what we're supposed to do, that it's not over yet. Yeah. Okay. So your goal is to shoot these 5 targets, but once you've shot that 5th target, the drill's still not over yet. You've got to go to Sewell position. And you've got to watch. Look in all directions and make sure that you got to assess the threat to make sure it's no longer a threat, and make sure there are no other approaching threats before you holster your gun. It's not like, oh great, I shot all 5, I'm done, and you drop your gun to the side. It was very good, and very good about always keep control of your gun, and make sure that you're holstering it right, and you're not just playing around, or because that's when accidents can happen. Obviously, when you think you relax, and so does your trigger finger, and you still got it on the trigger, and you turn, there's an innocent kid there, and you relax, and boom, you shot a kid, because your adrenaline now is, you're still kind of on that adrenaline high, and you don't even realize it. You've got that strength in your hand, and it's still active. You might not realize you're kind of shaking, and you're pulling a trigger and you're shooting an innocent kid after it's all done. So I love the class because it makes you aware of what happens in the mental things. That's the biggest thing, the mental things.
What about the drill? And this is one of my favorite ones, where somebody's up in your face and they're getting ready to cold cock you.
You learn a lot about that close quarters stuff in your course that I loved, and I know you have whole another training session about close quarter contact and how to deal with it, and that would be something certainly to consider to take in the future. But I liked in this course you talk about the solar plexus, or hit them in the nuts, whatever, striking them in the throat to just damage that windpipe and take their oxygen flow away from them. And I love that, and the whole getting and that's the thing. What other course are you going to be able to get up close quarters with somebody where you're throwing your elbow up into their face or their neck or chest area, and you're holding your concealed weapon, you draw your concealed weapon, and you're shooting it off right up next to your chest, and you can feel the concussion from the gunshots up against your face, the blowback up against your face, and you're shooting into the target that you got your elbow up into. I mean, it brings reality to what's going on in real life situations that you could be in. But see, you're doing that in this course. I mean, it's a great thing. It couldn't be any more live unless you're shooting into an actual live target.
In the case that someone's coming up on you to throw a haymaker, all right, it looks like this, remember? All right, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Come up, Noah, step back so the camera can see. It's going to look like this. So Brian's going to throw a haymaker at me. Okay, hang on. All right, come again, throw the haymaker. I step in, I'm driving him back with my elbow, and I'm shooting him right like that. Now we're going to do it in a controlled environment. You're going to step up to the target. I'm going to be right on you, right next to you. You're going to put your elbow up in the target as if it's the bad guy. Step into him. You're going to draw your gun, come right up next to your breast. You're going to get in position. I'm going to tell you when it's okay to fire, and then that is when you can put your finger on the trigger and fire 1 round. Okay, after you successfully fire 1 round, we're going to reholster. We're going to do it again. You're going to step into him, and you're going to fire 2 rounds. Boom, boom. You're going to feel what's called muzzle blast. Same thing's going to happen when you shoot a body in front of you. The blast, the shock wave from all the gas, the pressurized gas in the barrel is going to hit that object and hit you in the face like a gust of air. Okay? It's going to look like this. It's going to look like this. Okay? So the guy just threw a haymaker at me. I stepped into it, drove him back, drew my gun, shot him 2 times in the hips. All right? Now, when you do it, you're going to step in and do all that, but you're not going to pull the trigger. until I tell you it's okay. All right? We've lost a few T-shirts, but we've never hurt anybody, okay? And I don't even like losing T-shirts, to tell you the truth, in a controlled environment. That's why you don't do anything gun-wise. Remember rule number 2? Keep the finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Wait. Step back. Okay. Holster. Try it again. If you walk up to him like this, it's going to look pretty weird. This is bad breath distance. Guy's up in your face, he's going to cold cock you. And from that position, he's a short little guy, he's going to cold cock me. From this position, and he's getting ready to swing on me, I'm boom! Like that. Drive right into him. Okay? That in and of itself may even knock him flat out. Okay? But that's the idea, okay? That's the technique. So he's going to cold cock you, drive your elbow through his chest, draw your gun, and shoot him twice in the hips. Wait for me to tell you. All right, fire 1. Fire 2. And holster. Good job. Next. Okay, get bad breath distance from him. Boom. Fire 1. Okay, you malfunction. All right. Push him off of you. Back up. Tap rack. Tap rack. Boom. Tap the magazine. Rack the gun. All right. Yeah. He's been shot once. Throw the gun at him and beat him and pull him to a pole. Perfect. Watch your muzzle. Good job. Now rip your magazine out. Cycle your gun 3 times. All right, guys. Now what's the importance of that? If your freaking gun malfunctions, it doesn't matter. Your weapon is still in the fight. All right? Drive that thing into his solar plexus, into his throat. You know? Throw it at him and run the other way. You know? Do something. Don't freeze. Don't stop. Keep fighting. Okay? Until your last breath. All right? He's going to cold cock you. You're going to put your elbow through his chest. Drive it in. So you're going to come up into it. Boom! Like that. All right? You're going to keep your eyeballs focused on him. Okay? No, you're not going to come from the side like this. Look at me. So come over here. You're going to come straight. So you swing at me very slowly. Okay? I'm going to come into you very slowly. So swing with your right hand like you're going to punch me. Okay? I'm here. Boom. I'm driving you back. Draw my gun and I'm shooting. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? All right? That's what it looks like. Okay? That's what you're going to do to this guy.
Try anyway.
You come up, put your hand here, protect your head, and that also serves as a locator. Drive your elbow up into his face and chin. Go through his body with your elbow. Go straight up into him. That's better. Okay? Draw your gun. All right, finger off the trigger. Remember when you draw, track your body, that draw stroke, okay? All right? Okay? Wait. Okay, give me one shot. Reholster. Now remember, when you draw your gun, you're close to your body the entire time. Don't come out and around. Because that, especially within arm's reach, if I come out and around, so just use your hand, come out and around, right there. All right, now you're in a bad situation. You keep it close to your body. The best I can do is trap it against your body. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. Best I can do is trap it against your body. You all right? What happened? Okay. Right here. Did you have surgery or something?
What?
Did you have surgery?
No,
or something?
no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Who's
Just
next?
sensitive.
Okay. You're just sensitive.
Go ahead, Gwen. What'd you think about it?
That was another issue for me. That it was hard, and height seemed to be an issue, but that's not an issue. You got to get that out of your head. For those of you that are short like I am, I'm barely over 5 feet tall. I had a very hard time with it. He had to work with me on that one. That was another close one because I'm timid, and I tend to avoid, like he says, you got to avoid situations. But you need that training, and it's nice. You will not get it in a regular, just going to get your license. But it took me 2 or 3 times try to get this elbow up and to get that gun right. I wasn't afraid of shooting it, but working to get in there was very, very difficult for me. But it was very beneficial also when I finally got it. And it didn't scare me, and sometimes by that point I was working through my fear, and I had conquered mostly after the first drill of getting in that person's face and trying to shoot that person, because there was a drill where you had to, a hostage situation, and we were taught how to deal with it. Quite frankly, that was very difficult for me, because I value people's lives, and even imagining, and unless you're in that situation, that's very difficult to do. And so when the instructor got in my face, not in my face, but eye-to-eye contact, and worked with me and talked me through it, it took me 3 or 4 times, but on the 4th time I got through it. And when I got that breakthrough, I was able to work through the other drills, and it became more easier as it went on. But it was beneficial overall. I mean, I have more confidence. I need more practice.
We all do.
I've taken away a lot of things that is necessary for gun safety, and how to control your atmosphere, your surroundings, not let your guard down, fight through, don't let your guard down, finish it out, and use your brain most of all as your tool.
All right, Gwen.
The sleeper.
Okay, get a cold cocky. Step into him. Boom! Okay. Use the short guy. Come over here.
But he might not be short.
Well, you've already shot the tall guy. Now shoot the short guy. All right. Take his head off with your elbow. Okay. Now stay focused on him.
Oh, that's right.
Don't look at me. I'm not going to be there to help you.
I know you're not.
So keep your eyes focused on his face and drive your elbow through it and protect your head at the same time. Okay? Draw. Fire 1. Go ahead, fire 1. Fire 2. Beautiful. Okay? Don't turn and sweep me. Alright. Tap the bottom of the magazine. Look at your gun. Look at the condition of your gun. Tap the bottom of your magazine. Rack it. Hard. Boom. Rack it hard. Beautiful. Now holster. Good job. Beast mode.
What if your gun malfunctions?
You keep on moving. You use your tool, your brain.
It's funny. I was kind of glad it happened, but we had a couple of malfunctions. They weren't even programmed malfunctions. They were real live malfunctions, and I loved it. How you said, "Keep moving, keep moving. Get you, clear that chamber. Drop that mag, put a new mag in, and load and go. And it's great that it happens in real, in real training. It's a real live misfire or whatever, and you got to deal with it. You don't say, okay, let's stop. Okay, all right, go ahead, clear your chamber. No, it's like keep moving and deal with it. I loved it when we came to that point where we were close quarters, and I could not get my chamber cleared. It was just hung up, and there was nothing I could do. And you're like, hey, you still got a weapon in your hand. You still got something. You hit him. And it was funny because, fight. You're fighting for your life.
Yeah,
Okay?
you drove your muzzle into that guy's solar plexus.
Exactly.
His chest broke his sternum.
Make sure the gun don't shoot. That don't mean you can't continue to use it as a tool, right?
That's right.
Because you've got something heavy in your hand, and it's going to be more effective than your knuckles. Drive that up into his nose or whatever you say. Just hit him and make him bleed. The more blood you draw from him, the more they're going to be aware.
Another thing about this gun, Brian come at me. He comes at me and I'm pushing this into his chest. Look at this. I'm pulling the trigger. Watch. Everybody put your stuff down and come here. Watch this. We're going to break for lunch here in a second. Okay? I'm pulling the trigger. My gun is not going off until right now. Okay? Did you see what happened? When this gun gets pushed out of battery, it won't go off. It's called a contact shot. So if I've got my gun in my hand, I'm gonna go easy.
Okay.
Don't come at me fast because it'll hurt otherwise. All right? So come at me. Stop! Boom! And I'm gonna contact shot him in the solar plexus. That freaking hurts. We'll drive it right in, drive it in the sternum, into the neck.
First the
I'm gonna
elbow
pull
right
back an inch and shoot. It's called a contact shot. The one contact shot that I did instinctively that I remember vividly, we were doing a force-on-force course. We had some time at the end of the day, so the instructors got to go instead of the instructors being the bad guys all day. So here I am, I'm laying in bed, snoring, because I snore sometimes. Guy climbs in my bedroom window. I don't wake up because I'm a heavy sleeper. I got my gun right there on the side table. I wake up because my door gets kicked in and instinctively grab my gun, and a set of hands comes on top of my hands. Oh my God, I'm already in the tussle. And I instinctively throat pop that guy, roll out of bed, grab my gun, and he's down on the floor choking. And I'm yelling at him. I forget if he had a gun or not, didn't matter. I'm yelling at him at that point. He came at me. I put 2 rounds center mass, and I'm checking my 6, watching the door. He's bleeding out. I'm still yelling at him. All right. He finally shuts up after about 30 seconds and blacks out, okay, due to blood loss. All right. Now I'm checking the window. I'm checking the doorway. Those are the 2 points of entry. I come out. I've got my weapon light. I'm strobing periodically. Boom. Boom. I can hear somebody in my living room. All right. My kids' room is across the hallway. Okay. I'm just going to them to protect them. Okay. I'm not a seek and destroy freaking special forces unit with 12 guys behind me in full kitted up gear. I'm a one-man show in my underwear with my Glock 34 and my weapon light. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm looking to freaking survive and protect my family and myself. So I've got to navigate across the living room to my kids' room. I hear a guy rooting around in the living room. There's 2 points of entry into this particular living room. All right, I go in. I can hear him in there. So I'm strobing towards one doorway as I'm navigating down the hallway towards the other doorway. So he thinks I'm going to come around this way, and I tricked him. He's one of our instructors, and I tricked him. So I don't need my light to see where I'm going. I already strode down the hallway once, and there's enough night light that I can tell that the hallway is still empty. So I strobe. I get to the doorway. I pie out really slowly. I locate him. He's behind the couch, and he's got a bead on the other door with an AR-15. Okay? With UTMs, and it freaking hurt. All right? So I pie out, and I was a little cocky. I thought because he had a long gun that I could react fast enough. I pie out, and I yell at him, "Drop the fucking gun!" And he looked at me. He's like, "Oh shit!" So he laid back. He laid back like this. All right, and he had the gun still. I said, "Throw the fucking gun away!" You know, and he's like, "Fuck you, man!" And I come out like a cocky know-it-all from around the corner, up on him from this angle. So come at me on this angle. So a tactical angle, okay? And I'm 2 steps back. And he goes, boom, and shoots me in the gut with that AR before I reacted fast enough to lay him up with rounds. I put 4 or 5 in his center of mass. If I took one in the gut, I probably would have survived. Might not have been able to poop right for the rest of my life, but I probably would have survived. And he caught me right underneath my Kevlar vest in the soft skin. Oh, it hurt. And he kept going. I shot boom, 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 boom. I just stitched him up. I deflected his barrel, boom, 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 and he's still fighting, pulling back on that AR, and I just reached down and contact shot him in the head. Boom, hit his head, pulled back a half an inch and shot. Why did I contact shoot him? Because he's flailing around everywhere. I didn't want to miss. So I went down, boom, and shot him. And it made him bleed. And he was like, "Steve, good job, man." Because he's like, I was being overly aggressive on purpose just to see what you would do. And you've got to flip that aggressive switch. And you got to flip it now, because it could mean your life or your children's lives.
Yeah.
You got to be aware of all situations, and this class prepares you for that.
Yeah.
It prepares you for knives and how to move out of the way, and I mean just knowledge that you really need to take away and deal with in your life when you walk outside your house every day. You don't know what you're going to face.
Yeah.
But just taking the regular license, you will not come away with these skills. These skills are very important that will be embedded. I mean, I'm talking from somebody who had fear of weapons, fear of firing. You know, it was okay for somebody else, but not for me. But no, I am more confident. I will take away everything that I've learned. I will apply it, and it's, if I can do it, trust me, I'm a 5'1" person. If I can do it, you can do it, and it will change your life immensely.
What was your background in firearms before this course, Gwen?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. I've not had any training. I have seen guns. My mom had a rifle that was given to her when she was a teenager, or maybe younger, I don't know. But other than that, I'd seen it in the house, but never messed with it. He had bought one when our kids were younger. I wanted it out of the house, so he sold it. But about a year ago, I just felt led that he needed to go get his license, and I approached him. I said, "You need permit, yeah, go get it, and I want you to be armed, and I want you to be carrying, because you're a pastor, and with today's society and the environment where we live, yes." And we just had a situation, but he didn't have his weapon on him, so, and he did, thank goodness he didn't have to use it. But yes, and now I'm glad that he has gone and purchased another weapon, so now that I can have one and get more confident with it.
Amen.
So
It's awesome.
yes,
See,
it's great.
and just the course has, now she's happy that she's going to have her own weapon.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. We're talking about leaps and bounds mentally for her. That
Yes.
this course has provided that much confidence that not only is she not afraid of a weapon, now she's actually glad that she's going to own her
She's
own
deadly.
weapon. You know, so you know, that makes me more confident.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm not. I know that should the bad guy get the drop on me, she still could be safe because of her own abilities to protect herself.
Now he's got to get the drop
Yeah.
on two of you.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, now we have doubled our awareness.
Right.
You know, because now I'm aware of my surroundings. She's aware of the surroundings. So we're doubly prepared for what could happen.
That's awesome. And you two are going to be together most likely when it happens. I'm not going to be there with you. A police officer's not going to be there with you. You two are a team, you know, and you've trained together. You're starting out, and you're going to continue training together. You know, we'd love to have you back at a later date to do some more advanced training.
You know, Steve, I love law enforcement, and I'm so thankful for what they do for our community.
Yeah.
But the truth is that they're spread too thin, and you know they can't respond lickety split to situations. The reality is, crime is not. You know, it doesn't wait for the cops to arrive. It doesn't wait for the sirens. It happens, and they're gone way before the cops are usually even called. And so, you know, we've got to be ready. I love the videos where I see cops that are in distress, and somebody with a concealed weapon comes to their aid to help them. So, you know, I want to be a productive citizen of society. I want my wife to be, and you know, I want to protect my church and people I love. You know, and this helps to give us that avenue to protect the ones we love and to be responsible for life.
Praise God. You know, I talk often with other believers about what Jesus said before he gave his life for us on the cross, and it's in Luke, I believe, chapter 20, verse 11. It's around chapter 20, where he tells his disciples. He says, sell your garment and buy a sword, buy a physical sword. That was the modern day sidearm.
Sure.
You know, and to buy that sword, because you're going to carry my message, the gospel, into areas where there are bad people that are going to try to hurt you and kill you.
Yes,
And I don't want you to aimlessly be killed. You know, I want you to be able to defend yourselves and repel those threats. You know, put your faith to works. Yes, you may have angels watching over you, you know, but that doesn't mean you can just stand around and say, oh, my angels are going to protect me. I don't have to do anything. You know, you've still got to put your faith into action. I appreciate and honor both of you, especially being pastors, who have stepped up and gotten some good advanced professional training, learned some awesome techniques to take home and practice and turn into muscle memory, and then come and train some more.
And don't get me wrong, I put my faith in God much more than I do, you know, my 9mm. Okay,
Me too.
Absolutely.
I pray that God will keep me out of all those situations, and I do believe that God protects me a lot. You know, He creates timing, so I miss car accidents. You know, I miss situations, but I believe God also uses things in our lives that happen to test us, to prepare us, to grow us. I know God allows temptations to come into our life. Now, God is not one who does evil things, but He allows evil to tempt us to make us stronger so that we are prepared. And, you know, this is just one way of being prepared.
Yes.
And being ready.
Question: you had a situation at the church where a guy broke a window, came in and stole a backpack, and you heard it happen. You went out, you checked it out, you saw the broken glass, you busted the door open, you saw the guy and yelled at him, said, "Hey!" and you know, he took off, got on his bicycle and started riding away, and you were sprinting after him. Now, having done that and having taken this course, now that you've got this skill set to add to what you already had, how with this new skill set, how would you address that same situation again?
You know, and that's a good question because, you know, I'm kind of a dominant alpha male kind of person. I think too much of myself sometimes.
Me too.
I kind of did maybe a dumb thing. I mean, it's just things, right? I could have observed this guy from the door after he left. You know, I could have, and I should have, you know, I should have pulled a surprise and come from a place where he wouldn't see me so I could identify him, maybe take video of him on my cell phone as I'm calling 911, you know, but stupidly, you know, I went out and tried to do the macho thing. Hey, what do you think you're doing? And even worse, I didn't have my concealed weapon on me, you know. So let's say if the guy was armed or he came at me because he realizes, hey, this guy's identified me, and I could, you know, I need to eliminate the witness, you know. So if he was armed or even had a knife or whatever and tried to do me harm, you know, yeah, I know, I'm a big guy. I probably could do some hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Still, I could die, right? If he had a gun, there is no hand-to-hand. Boom, you're dead. It's like Indiana Jones, you know, they got all the knives and he just pulls out his gun and boom.
I love
you know,
that.
I don't have time for all this, you know, playing with knives. Boom, you're dead. And the guy could have done that. You know, I don't care how macho you are. Boom, you're dead.
Yeah.
So I could have died, right? Whereas if I'd been smart, I could have, you know, avoided the threat, you know, and I could have just recorded what was going on, and
Been a good witness.
the police could have got him the same way they did. They took my eyewitness account. You know, they found the guy a couple of blocks away. They took me to the site. I had positive ID'd, and, you know, the guy's in jail. So, you know, we thank God for that. The guy got caught. You know, we're still out the money of the broken window. we did get the,
And the backpack.
you know, the camera is in processing probably now with fingerprint dust all up in it,
Yeah.
so it's probably ruined. But you know, I was confident then when I went out, but being armed now, and being aware of how to proceed. You know, I'm not going to go out there waving a gun and say, "Hey, stop, or I'll shoot."
Yeah.
You know, I understand now. You know, don't put yourself in a dangerous situation when you can avoid it.
Yeah.
Avoidance is the most important thing. Avoid a dangerous situation. Don't put yourself into danger. Always avoid it. De-escalate. You know, detour. And the last part, that detour, is where you're forced into a situation where you need to act. And that's what this whole course is all about. It's about teaching you what to do when you've got to act. And so, but I loved it, you know, when it talks about the, you know, when you can avoid these situations, avoid them.
That's right.
So, that was good.
Very good.
Thank you both very much for sharing your testimony of this course, and it was an absolute pleasure training with both of you. I know myself and our instructing staff, we greatly look forward to the next time. Thank you to all you viewers who stayed with us and have listened to this testimony. And
I know it's been long-winded, but it was really effective for us.
Yes, it was.
And that's, you know, I'm glad you allow us to share as much as we have. And, you know, some of you guys may have tuned out, but if you listen, that's how much of an impact it had upon us as a couple and as individuals.
Yeah.
That, you know, we feel like it's worth sharing our heart with the viewers about how much it means to us and how beneficial it can be to them.
Amen. Thank you guys. Thank you very much, and stay safe out there.
Yeah.
All right. I think all of you have cleared malfunctions in this course. The last drill would be to do shooting while moving while clearing malfunctions. And I think most of you did that the last time because you know, your adrenaline's dumping, your techniques maybe slacking a little bit, maybe limp wristing some, and the gun malfunction. It's okay, it happens. We can do that again with program malfunctions, or we can call it a night.
I'm done. Done.
All right. You know what? I applaud you guys for pushing through. I could tell you were ready to quit, but you kept pushing yourself. You trained hard. And that's why. You train hard so that in reality it's easy. Or easier. You guys did a great job. I'm proud of you. Everybody passed. Emily, everybody passed.
Everybody passed?
You passed.
I passed.
She came back.
Just
hit the
work
AB
on your
honor
muzzle
roll.
control, that's all. What?
I said she came back and hit the AB honor roll.
She did. She came back and hit the AB on roll.
Thank you.
Brother, it's a pleasure training with you
Oh
today.
yeah.
Look forward to the next time.
Oh yeah.
Emily, that is so funny. Oh.